going on, everybody? It's Pete Toll, a.k.a. PT Sports 84, back with another NBA 2K25 video. In this one, I'm highlighting the LeBron era. If you watched my last video, you saw the Steph era, and I talked about how the PC community, specifically TG So Good, was able to help get those real player faces for those that are still in the 2K files into the game. So what I've been doing is kind of updating a roster based on those real faces. Nothing is anywhere near complete yet. I'm still working on getting all the vitals, all the players still on the roster, all that good stuff. I just wanted to highlight the roster for the faces that are in the game that are official faces. Is Darius Miles updated by chance? I think he still has his same face. But we got Andre Iguodala. Obviously, don't pay attention to the age and all that stuff. Iguodala with his real face in the game. I threw in some other faces I thought were good, like Capono, Spencer Hawes, Craig Brackens. I still got to, like I said, get the roster caught up and all that stuff. But you got Gerald Henderson Jr. with his real face. Threw in a cap of Matt Carroll as well. John Salmons for the Bucks. Ersan Ilyasova has his real face. Luke Mbah-a-Moute, Chris Douglas Roberts got to fix his face. Delfino, I thought this was a good Delfino face I found. So threw that on there, or threw that in the roster as well. John Brockman down at the bottom. I thought that was a decent render of him. It's just interesting now that we can add the actual faces. We pretty much, in my opinion, capped out of whoever we got because 2K is not going to add them in without adding them officially. So it's pretty much who we have in the files is who we got. But it was a good way to get those players that were missing throughout. But yeah, so keep going through. I added Christian Iyenga, Joey Graham, Jawad Williams to the roster as well. Going over to the Celtics, Delonte West. Still got to fill it out or whatever as far as the roster goes. Added Randy Foye. Aminu, I got to do a better face for. Can you set your videos to premiere so it gives us a little time? Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll make sure I do that. To set it for premiere. Okay, yeah, I'll make sure I do that. Rasul Butler added in. Blake Griffin, of course, added in right there, as you can see, with his official face. That's the biggest one. I'm going to take a screenshot of that real quick. Use that as the thumbnail. Should have probably done that for the other video. But Grizzlies, Sam Young, Cap, Darrell Arthur, Gravis Vasquez, Hashim Thabit, Hamed Haddadi, Xavier Henry. Xavier Henry will be in the game at some point. He signed on. So we'll see. Don't think I did anybody for the Hawks. No, I didn't add anybody else for the Hawks in. We've got the Heat. Nobody there.
Do they have the Kobe models from 2K24 on the files?
I don't know that they do. I don't know that we checked for that. I'll have to ask. Joe Alexander, Marco Bellinelli, Quincy Pondexter. Willie Green has a real face. Obviously, he's a coach for the Pelicans, so was able to get his face for the player side of things. Jared Bayless.
2K really needs to hire you.
I appreciate that, Johnny. I did some stuff for 2K at one point. I doubt they'll bring me back on in an official capacity. It was in an unofficial capacity at that point. But yeah, I doubt it. But I appreciate the kind words. I like the Al Jefferson I added. Here's an example. Francisco Elson had a real model last year, and now his face got taken out by accident, so this is what we end up with, so they'll have to add him back. Jason Thompson. Hopefully we'll have his face added at some point because he signed with the
Use this roster in
Francisco Garcia. I'm going to upload it as soon as I'm done going through this video, DQ. Antoine Wright. I thought that was a good Antoine Wright, so I added it in. Timofey Mozgov, Anthony Randolph, Tony Douglas. Tony Douglas signed on, so hopefully he'll be at some point. Lance has been back and forth different. Let's put it that way. He's like, I'm all in. I'll sign the paperwork. Then I asked him if he had a chance to look it over, and then he just didn't. It's under my username, PT Sports 84. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. Derek Character. Here's Derek Character's official face. Let's see. Well, I guess if I zoom in, do the zoom in thing, it's not going to really zoom it in. But there is Derek Character's face. For anybody that's interested. Oh, Andrew Bynum. I don't know how I was going to skip that one. Andrew Bynum. This is his old crusty render, obviously, but is better than nothing. I don't think they have a... Oh, they do have a secondary style. You can add the headband on him, but that's about it. Going over to the Magic. I showed Ryan Anderson in the last video. There he is again with the official face. I added Daniel Orton. I got to fix him up. Same thing with Chris Duhon, Brandon Bass. I've got to fix all the caps on those. Roddy Brobois. Dominique Jones. Thought that was a good Dominique Jones, so I added it.
But any word on Anthony Bennett?
Anthony Bennett, no. I didn't get in touch with him. He never responded. I tried to reach out, but no response to me at least. That doesn't mean he didn't sign on elsewhere, but Terrence Williams, got to update his face there. Real quick side note, obviously he was in, but Ben Uzo, really cool dude. Yeah, I got to talk with him, but I had gotten him in previous, but he had his render updated. So Damian James, I added his cap to the game. Who else we got? Gary Forbes is another one that lost his face that was official in the files. So Johnny, I'm going to put it up as soon as the video's done. I threw up the Steph Curry era, so that's already on 2K Share. You can find it under PT Sports 84. Let's see. I did Josh McRoberts. I had him in the last video. Here he is again. Lance Stevenson, not the greatest render, but it'll do for now. AJ Price got a new render. I added in Tayshaun Prince here. I thought that was a good looking Tayshaun Prince. Just looking to see Austin Day. Thought that was a good Austin Day. They removed his face so you can't get it.
But haven't found him.
Is Kenneth Faried back? Yeah, Kenneth Faried's in the game. Kenneth Faried is on Kenneth Faried is on the Steph Curry era. He's on the Nuggets, I believe. Is he not? I thought he was on. I'm 99% sure he's on there. Going over to the Raptors, Amir Johnson. I showed that render. Marcus Banks was another one they removed the file for, unfortunately. Linus Clazen, Ed Davis I added as caps. I'll touch them up later. They added in Jordan Hill this year. Courtney Lee I added. They added back in Patrick Patterson. I did get Chase Budinger, so he'll eventually get added to the game at some point. James Anderson I added a cap for. There's George Hill again. Going over to the Suns. I don't think we have it. Earl Clark I added. A lot of people keep asking about Josh Childress. There he is. Josh Childress is in the game. Not today they haven't, but I've had it in the past. I got DM'd twice about him, and I'm like, did you not look in the game? And they're like, oh, we don't have the game. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But that's okay. There's Ibaka again. DJ White I added. Cole Aldridge I added. BJ Mullins or Byron Mullins I added as well. Going over to the Timberwolves, I added Johnny Flynn. I thought that was a good Johnny Flynn. Wayne Ellington, I got to touch him up again. Costa Koufis, Martel Webster, I got to fix his face. Same with Wesley Johnson. There's Lazar Hayward. That's an official character artist creation of Lazar Hayward. Going over to, I did talk to Nikola Pekovic. Supposedly he said he signed paperwork, so we'll see. Hopefully he's in at some point. Going to the Timberwolves, I don't think I have anybody. Oh, I did. Elliot Williams and Luke Babbitt. Both of them I got to touch up the faces for. And I'm going to complete these rosters 100%. I'm doing the opening night rosters. If you guys want to take my stuff whenever I'm done with it and do end of the season rosters, go for it. Just please credit me in the description if you can. David Lee, I thought this was a really good David Lee. Ekpe Udo, I thought that was a good Ekpe. Not the greatest Andres Biedrins, but I'll take it. For now, it's hard to make his face, to be honest. And then the Wizards, John Wall again. As you can see, this time, well, eventually. I went with the younger John Wall, of course. There's two. Josh Howard, I thought that was a good one to him. Al Thornton. Hilton Armstrong, thought that was good for him. I might lighten that skin tone. He's a little too dark. Kevin Seraphin. Kevin Seraphin did sign on, so hopefully he'll want to be in. Or hopefully he'll be in the game at some point. And, that'll be that. So, didn't really add anything other than Juan Carlos Navarro to the free agent pool. As you can see, that is an official Juan Carlos Navarro. Nothing on Marcus Thornton. I've written him twice. I don't write players more than 2 times because I don't want to spam them and piss them off. So I haven't heard anything back from Marcus Thornton. If he checks his DM on Instagram or an invite, whatever it's called, he'll see that I wrote him. If you guys want to hit him up, go for it. You guys can say, hey, check your DM, PT Sports 84, because that's my username on Instagram. Hit you up about being in. Can you check it? And then he'll see the info there. That goes for a lot of players because I've written a ton and don't get any responses. I've probably gotten about 40 responses total, and probably 30 of them want to be in. So 10 are either not wanting to be in, which that was only 1 or 2 instances, and the rest were like, hey, we'll sign it, but I didn't get anything official. I can't find Jason Capono. If you can find Jason Capono, let me know. You can hit me up on Twitter or X, whatever it is, PT Sports 84. Just look for me. DM me if you've got info for Jason Capono, because that would be great. I've been trying to find him. Can't find him. But yeah, so this is the work in progress LeBron era. I will upload it now, actually. LeBron era with real faces. Work in progress. There you go. There you go. All right, well, that wraps up this video. I appreciate everybody tuning in for the LeBron era. I'm going to do a modern era with the current rosters and the classic rosters next. Give me a few minutes. I will set it as a instant premiere so that way you guys... I got to figure out how to do that. I don't know that I could do that from the console. I have to... I have to do that as a separate video. So, like, I wouldn't be able to talk as I'm setting it. So I don't think I could do instant premiere, actually. Yeah, I'll just give it a little bit of time, maybe 5-10 minutes, and then I'll come on again. Unfortunately, it doesn't give me like a few seconds. So what I'll do is I'll give it about 30 seconds to a minute before I dive into the roster and let everybody kind of catch up to get in here. But I'm going to do the modern era, which is the 2024-2025 rosters, as well as I'll highlight what I've done so far for the classic teams and stuff like that. But thanks everybody for watching the video. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes with another video.